Well, hello there, Internet. What's going on, guys? Muzzafuzza here, bringing you some more sniping gameplay. I got a little Black Ops 2 sniping. I'm playing on Magma with the Diamond DSR, and I get some sexy quickscopes and a little 10 kill streak, and you should enjoy the gameplay if you like some sniping, and I'm assuming you do because you clicked on a sniping video, and you like the sniping with Muzzafuzza intro and all that, so I don't really want to talk about the gameplay too much. The gameplay speaks for itself, but what doesn't speak for itself, and what I haven't really heard anybody talk about too much, is what would happen if, well, in this case, on this map, it's a volcano, but what would happen if some sort of giant natural disaster happened, or we went into some sort of a state of emergency, or a police state, or whatever you want to call it? What if things got crazy? What if shit hit the fan? You know what I mean? Like, what if something really went down and we had to deal with some sort of real emergency state? And that's what kind of inspired this video that I wanted to make today, which is in case of emergency, in case of, like, if something real happened, if something that really shook things up, and shook things up could be actually what it did, if it was like an earthquake. I live in Los Angeles, California now, and we've had 3 or 4 earthquakes since I moved here, and it's only been a little over a year. So it happens every now and then, and they're not that serious, but there is the potential there for a very serious earthquake. Like, I think anything above like a 4, maybe a 5 on the Richter scale is where things get really serious, and everything in your house is going to fall down, and you could have structural damage and landslides and stuff like that. And that's a very, very real possibility for where I live now, which is California. So that's something that I have to keep in the back of my head at all times and kind of think about. Hot diggity damn, I had no idea that the gameplay was that good. Look at me picking up the lightning strike with the headshots. I only had like 1 miss in that whole streak, so if you wanted some sniping gameplay from your boy Muzzafuzza, here you go. This is what you've been waiting for. So hopefully you really enjoy. Oh, I'm going off. I'm putting it together. I don't get sniping gameplay this good very often, so I was really proud when I got this. And the map is so colorful, and I'm using the diamond sniper, and everything just came together so well. Look at that quickscope headshot while I'm getting shot. This gameplay, man, I'm pretty proud of this one. Alright, to get back on topic, obviously I'm not too worried about a volcano. The only volcano that I would be worried about where I live is actually like I guess if a super volcano went off, which is like, if you guys didn't know, Yellowstone National Park, which is, I used to live right next to it. I lived in Bozeman, Montana for a little while. I've lived in like Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, on the middle of the U.S., and there is a super volcano. It's just an active, like, giant, basically a huge underground caldera is what it's called. It's called a caldera, and it's just tons and tons, literally tons of liquid magma and lava. I think it's only lava if it actually breaks the surface, and before that it's magma. But that's some scary stuff, because if Yellowstone ever erupted, and it does every, I think it's like 600,000 years or something like that, I can't really remember off the top of my head, but if it were to erupt, it would really do a lot of damage to the U.S., mostly ash damage, because there would be so much ash floating in the air, and it would travel all over because of the winds. But I'm not trying to, like, make you guys have anxiety or freak you out about the realities of the world, but it is something to consider, that every day that you think might just be a boring day, and people get bored. Like, every day sometimes starts to feel the same, and people just want some sort of action. They want some sort of excitement in your life. But I'm telling you, you don't want this kind of action. You don't want a real state of emergency to happen. And I've just been trying not to take things for granted lately. I'm really thankful and just generally grateful for a boring day. Even if there's a day where not much really happens, there's nothing major in the news, nothing great happens on video games or on the internet or whatever, even though it was a completely boring day, if not much of interest happened to me, I'm just happy that nothing bad happened. And that's the mindset you got to keep, is be happy when nothing completely terrible and tragic happens, because things have been known to happen that are terrible and tragic, and they happen out of nowhere, and people end up dying, or something like, it's how it goes. And nowadays, with social media like Twitter and Facebook and YouTube, for people to make videos and share videos and spread them around and let people know what's actually going on, you get to see things like the uprising in Egypt, the revolutions in Libya, and other places like this, where people are actively fighting back against dictatorships and showing updates in real time on Twitter, and organizing on Facebook, and sharing videos of police brutality and things like this, or whatever, on YouTube. And that's where YouTube is, like, that's where people need to protect YouTube, and that's where people need to protect the internet and the instant communication that we have nowadays, because we can literally communicate any message instantly, and if the message is strong enough, it will resonate, and it will spread, And that's what we saw with things like Coney 2012. That's what you see when any video goes viral. It's because the message in the video is so strong that people actively want to share the video around. And I don't know, it's just, I've been thinking a lot lately, like what would happen if something really crazy happened, you know, all of a sudden, just out of nowhere. Because I've been seeing a lot of like shootings on the news every day. There's either a school shooting or a mall shooting or a, you know, it's not like this stuff didn't happen back in the day, but now that we have Twitter and Facebook and stuff, we get to see it all happening live and unfolding right before our eyes. So it's crazy. It's really hard to wrap your head around. I don't think the human brain and the human body was meant to process this much information, and you're just getting flooded with new information and new data every single day. And sometimes it can be unhealthy, and that's why I don't recommend that people watch the news. I think you should get your news from the internet nowadays. You should just follow like a Twitter account or a Facebook or whatever that has the new information that you care about, and not really focus on all the tragedies and the bad things that are going on in the world, because that would just put you in a bad place mentally. So that's about all I wanted to say in this video. Just, you guys, don't take for granted what you have. Like, cherish what you have, and let people know that you're happy with them and that you're thankful for having them, and that at any time, like, just keep in mind, things could go bad, things could go wrong, and if you look at history and if you look at the way things happen, things do tend to go wrong. There is always chaos and discourse and tragedy in the world. It's an ever-present thing, and it keeps happening. So just keep close with your friends, keep close with your family, and it's always just a good rule of thumb to ignore all the things you can't control and the people that don't care about you, and focus on the people that do care about you and the things that you can control. So that's it, guys. I hope this video helped some of you, and I will see you guys in the next one.